On.
Right.
Welcome to episode number 2 of Guys Being Dudes. I'm Kevin Hogan here with my co-anchor Mickey O'Brien. Mickey, let's do it, baby. Let's jump right into it. This week we got Dubs and L's, a new segment. Let's introduce this to you. We're going to talk about who took a W this week and who took a big fat L. I'm going to start off by an L. We talked about this last episode, but definitely Anthony Barr getting hurdled by Josh Allen. He's going to remember that for his whole career.
If he doesn't, that's a problem. I feel like anybody getting hurdled, it's just to remember that moment forever.
You gotta know.
Do you remember when here's an L, but like NFL history L? Do you remember when the guy in the Bengals flipped over the other guy for a touchdown?
That was insane.
Exactly.
All right. Another L I got this week was Chris Conti getting stiff armed to the next century. You know, that actually put him on the IR. I didn't know that until yesterday. That probably put him on the IR.
That's actually horrible.
That's terrible. That is the L of the season right there.
Stiff arming a man into non-existence.
And let's play that clip real quick. Him getting absolutely bodied. Jeez, that was sick. All right. I got a dub real quick. Big dub for Browns fans as they got their first win in how many days?
635 something. Yeah,
635
is probably right.
So they got 635 wins, or I'm sorry, 635 days until they had their last win, and Baker Mayfield looked like the real deal. Big dub for Browns fans.
He turned it on.
He's the man.
That was the best thing that could have happened for him.
Tyrod Taylor was
buns.
Yeah, he was
complete buns.
He didn't show up, and it took. I mean, as soon as Baker came in, it was just electric. So that was fun to watch. One L, and this is a big L, and it's controversy around the league at this point. Clay Matthews. Clay Matthews had a roughing the passer call, and he pretty much it was a sack.
Yeah, it completely was a sack. But like the end of it, if you read the rule, you can't put your body weight on the quarterback, which I find stupid if you're going to tackle him. But it just didn't work out for Clay. That's the main problem. It
was his third one in 3 weeks, and pretty much all of them were not even. I mean, the first one was kind of roughing the passer. Yeah. The last two, not even close.
I mean, if you think about it that way, the week 2 roughing the passer was more of a roughing the passer than this previous one, but at the same time, it's just not at all. It's a sack. It's plain and simple.
All right, so I told you guys our L of the week and the L of the year, pretty much, with Chris Conti. Now it's time for the dub of the week and pretty much dub of the year at this point. Kawhi Leonard. The guy who made him laugh. That's a big dub.
Exactly.
It's a dub for us as fans of the game. It's a dub for pretty much everybody who wants a laugh. That's a dub because that is one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
Yeah, I agree. I completely agree.
So Kawhi is a quiet guy, and for anybody to get him to laugh, it was great to watch. There's another one of him that didn't really go that viral, but I think it's more funny. Him I think he was trying out for the Kings, and he had one of the most ridiculous laughs I've ever heard.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not
sure
of the context of it, but yeah, that
clip.
That one's completely.
It's personal.
Agree.
That was the best. That was the best I've ever seen.
Yeah,
the greatest laugh I've ever seen. More robotic than anything else. It felt a little more forced, but it was fun to watch. That was definitely a dub for everybody. Everybody. So one last L. We got the 49ers fans with Jimmy Garoppolo. He's pretty much. He's done for the season, and he's probably done for over a year.
They ruled him out for the next season. An ACL.
They ruled him out for next season?
No, this season.
Yeah, I got you.
An ACL tear is pretty much like a death sentence
in the NFL world.
Yeah, in the NFL and other sports, because it's just so hard to come back from. It's your knee.
Speaking of the 49ers, though, a big L. Colin Kaepernick not having a job when all these quarterbacks. I think they tried out seven quarterbacks. Colin Kaepernick not among the few. And, if you get rid of his, the whole protest thing.
Yeah.
If you get rid of that, I mean, he was like a middle-of-the-pack starting quarterback. So, I mean, guys like Nathan Peterman, I mean, come on.
I don't know about that. I may have to disagree with the middle-of-the-pack quarterback. I feel like he's, like, below mediocre. I never thought that after his, like, few years where the 49ers were actually good, after that, like, he fell off the face of the earth. And maybe the kneeling for the national anthem was kind of his way of, like, getting back, like, pushing his, like, brand a little bit more. But it just was not working out for him in a 49ers uniform.
Yeah, well, think about it this way. So think about all the decisions you make per day and that don't really backfire on you. Like, for example, you woke up this morning, you put on this outfit and said, okay, I'm going to wear this. You brush your teeth.
You're going to wear that even though the Mets are horrible.
Side to Grom, No. So, you put on your outfit. You're going to wear that. You comb your hair a different way every day. You take a shower. You decide when to do that. Yeah. And you make all these decisions, but you don't really think about it. Where Colin Kaepernick made a decision that almost ruined his life.
Pretty much.
He's not going to have... I mean, it gave him a lot of clout or, it gave him a lot of, fame for that. Because the average person probably was like, all right, I don't know who Colin Kaepernick is. But I'm sure the average American can tell you who Colin Kaepernick is.
I forgot what I was going to say.
All right, moving forward, we got our weekly picks for the week. So let me pull up this schedule real quick. Okay, week 4 NFL schedule. We'll start off with tonight's game. We got the Vikings and the Rams taking on Thursday night battle in a snooze fest in LA. So the Rams are playing without Aqib Talib and Marcus Peters, pretty much their whole defense, and they have a dominant defense. I mean, they still got Aaron Donald and Ndamukong Suh, and
human traffic jam.
But guess what? I got the Vikings in this one.
I'm gonna have to go with the Rams.
The Vikings they're gonna come out swinging. They got nothing to lose. They just lost to the Bills.
That's true, but also like I don't want the Rams to win, but like I feel like they're just going to. Like nothing's gonna stop them now.
All right, 4-0 for the Rams for him. 3-1 for the Rams right here. Next game we got the Texans and Colts. This is getting a little boring, Mickey. Let's play some music. Let's go. Let's get a little fired up. Texans, Colts. Give me the Colts. Andrew Luck's taking them to the promised land. 0-4. Is it 0-4? 0-4 for the Texans. Same?
I agree. Yeah.
All right. Bills, Packers. My upset of the week. Bills going to Lambeau. Yeah. Take that dub. The Bills go 2-2. The Packers are in panic mode. It's great. It's a good time.
Yeah.
You got the Bills?
I completely agree. I feel like the Packers lose to sort of bad teams, and it's just never in their favor. Like they lost last week to who?
The Packers lost last week to the Redskins,
right? And that it's just like stupid. you're the Green Bay Packers.
Exactly.
Why are you losing these games? And I feel like this is one of them that they're gonna let the bet on.
The next game we got, I think this is one of the toughest decisions to make. Buccaneers, Bears. I mean,
they're just horrible teams.
They're both like mediocre. They're both mediocre,
win.
But they have good records. I'll take the Bears because of their defense. I don't think Fitzmagic's gonna have it this week.
I think I'm gonna go with the Bucs only because Fitzpatrick has gotten the confirmed start, and he may just take it and run with it, and then show Jameis who's boss.
No, but I think that if Jameis were to start this week, I would pick the Bucs because he'd play with a little fire under his tail,
Well, also you can make the argument if Jameis didn't get suspended and everything, he'd probably play with a lot of fire underneath his tail.
All right, this one's gonna be our game of the week. Dolphins, Patriots. Give me the Patriots. They're not losing at home. No way. The Dolphins have played absolutely nobody. 3-1 for the Dolphins. Who they beat? The Jets, Titans, and Raiders. The Raiders are garbage.
We'll get to that in the next game.
Who you got that game? Dolphins, Patriots? You got the Pats? Pats are not losing that game. I would bet, if you are a better, Vegas better, put all of your money on the Patriots this week because they are not losing. every single dime you have.
Just gonna come after us when they lose.
All right, Lions, Cowboys. I mean, who cares?
The Lions.
I got the Cowboys because the Lions didn't want to show up week 1 against the Jets. They look like trash. Okay, they'll show up against the Patriots because Matt Patricia probably lit a spark under their tail. But against the Cowboys, I like the Cowboys a lot more than the Lions here. So
I feel like the Cowboys just could not get it done against Seattle, and the Lions and the Seahawks kind of like mirror each other. Like they're always like a steadily good team, and I don't think Dak and Zeke will be able to hold their own against them. I think they're just going to roll over the
Bengals, Falcons in Atlanta. I like the Falcons in this one. Calvin Ridley's proven to be a threat. 3 touchdowns for him last week for the first-round pick. He's a beast. And Julio doesn't have a touchdown yet. Like, you would think last year, the story wouldn't carry over into this season because he's so talented, but it did.
Could we have a touchdown?
He has none.
No.
Oh yeah, we got
when he finally gets one.
I don't think he'll get one all year.
I think the Bengals. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say the Bengals.
That's your upset of the week?
Maybe.
All right.
But
So
I don't know. I'm torn.
in Atlanta, I'm taking Julio. Julio's gonna get his first touchdown this week. He's gonna do it.
I hope Julio doesn't get a touchdown, but the Falcons win. I'm changing. Falcons.
Jets, Jags in our blowout of the week in Jacksonville. The Jags will absolutely humiliate the Jets on home turf. Blake Bortles is going to ball out. Jalen Ramsey's going to ball out. Sam Darnold's going to throw, 4 or 5 picks? Who knows? Fournette's back, so, I mean, that's even more leverage towards the Jacksonville Jaguars. Give me the Jaguars in a 45-7 win.
I agree, but I also have to bring up how Jalen Ramsey said that he could be trained for 6 months, that he can play hockey.
He's a goofball. He does not realize that hockey is literally the hardest sport.
Apart from that, it's just, I guarantee you the guy doesn't even know how to skate.
I can't skate. I can't stand 2 seconds on the ice. Wiping tail.
Skating's not even the hardest part of it. I've been ice skating a couple times, so I'm not a pro, but
Jalen Ramsey, he's insane. Did you see when he said, if my grandma was on the other side of the field,
oh yes,
they're goofball. So imagine, that's literally what his mindset's like.
Well, hey, I mean, my grandma, your grandma, they should know not to step on me.
That's true though. I played baseball, and my grandma was pitching to me. I'm calling my shot and just dinger, bat flip, and everything. Guess what, Grandma? Don't pitch against me in between the lines. That's the way you gotta play. That's the way your mentality's gotta
Grandma's gotta stay out of the pain.
Yeah. Alright, so Eagles-Titans in Tennessee. Carson Wentz is back. He looked okay last game, but he'll win this game. In Tennessee, the Titans aren't.
It's a new team.
Speaking of the Titans, Rashard Matthews wants out. I think the Bills could use him a lot because, just get Josh Allen some help. Why not?
Eagles.
You got the Eagles this one?
Yeah.
Alright, Browns Raiders in our poop fest of the week. Raiders are gonna play with fire. They have nothing to lose, and it's in Oakland. I think John Gruden's got him energized. I'll tell you his halftime speech. So the Raiders are gonna be losing 10-7 at halftime. And here we go. So John Gruden's gonna go up to the team and be like, well, Baker Mayfield's a good quarterback, but we gotta stop him. So let's do it. Team's gonna get fired up. Raiders win, upset. Raiders get their first dub of the year, and I think their only dub of the year. The Raiders are not good.
Not a chance.
Do you have the Browns?
John Gruden.
Why do you got the Browns? Do you think Mayfield?
I think Baker's gonna tear it up from now on. Baker is just gonna roll it.
I love Baker
from now on.
He plays with energy.
I hope the Browns don't lose another game, except in the playoffs.
I mean, they're obviously gonna, but Seahawks, Cardinals. I mean, I wish I could literally take this game and throw it in the garbage. Because no one cares. Nobody cares. So, give me the Cardinals and Josh Rosen's first start.
I'm going to go with the Seahawks, only because I don't really like Josh Rosen all that much. And
I don't like Josh Rosen either, but I mean, the Seahawks are trash.
I mean, it could go either way.
I'll tell you what, I'm not even taking a
I don't even
glance.
care about this game.
I'm not even taking a glance at that game. Saints Giants at MetLife. We spoke about this a little bit yesterday. The Giants are going to win this game. MetLife's going to be rocking. The Giants are a 1-2 squad, but guess what? The Giants are better than that. The Giants are actually way better than their record shows. Their offense is actually legit. But now that they sat Eric Flowers, they look good on offense. Their defense, it's shaky, but guess what? Saquon Barkley, Odell Beckham Jr., Sterling Shepard, Evan Ingram. I mean, that offense is pretty lethal.
Evan Ingram's out.
I know.
But Barkley's unstoppable. I'm calling it right now. Barkley is the best running back in the NFL. Zeke, trash. Anybody else, nothing. Give Barkley this year, finish out this year. Next year, the guy's going to be rolling. I have never had this much excitement about another Giant running back than Brandon Jennings, and this man has finally taken me out of just this horrible rut I've been in since Brandon Jacobs has retired.
Sir, you realize the running backs we have in the league.
I don't.
Zeke, Kamara, Gurley, they're all better. They're all 10 times better. I'd rather have David Johnson. I'd rather have Adrian. You heard it here first. I'd rather have Adrian Peterson.
Adrian Peterson is a shell of himself. Adrian Peterson couldn't carry Saquon Barkley's job. Okay?
All right, moving forward. 49ers, Chargers. 49ers are not going to win another game for the rest of the season.
They won't.
The Chargers are going to win this one.
All of these games are garbage. I feel like the highlights of the week are going to be the Giants, maybe the Browns.
The Browns. Yo,
the
Bills,
Pats,
Packers. Gonna
Bills,
be a good game.
Packers. It's going to be a good game.
Also, Buccaneers, Bears will be a good game.
And the Cowboys and the Lions. I feel like that would be a decent game.
Sunday Night Football this week. Steelers, Ravens. I got the Steelers in this one. The Ravens aren't that good. And the Steelers, they'll catch fire. They go on win streaks every year. And the Steelers are the Steelers at the end of the day. They'll win.
Is Lamar Jackson starting for the Ravens?
Joe Flacco, boy.
I don't think Lamar Jackson's that good.
I don't think so either. Every highlight I see is him juking someone out. It's never a throwing highlight.
Exactly. I think it's that he can't throw the ball. it's a conspiracy.
Should be a wide receiver. Should be a wide receiver, like they said.
Yeah.
Chiefs, Broncos, Monday Night Football in Denver. I like the Broncos in an upset here. The Broncos defense is pretty sick. Bradley Chubb, Von Miller. They're gonna stop Patrick Mahomes. I actually saw on Twitter, Patrick Mahomes is the Steph Curry of the NFL because
he looks like him.
No, kind of. And Steph Curry literally is not afraid to take chances. Steph Curry will literally pull up with his wet jumper out of nowhere, and then Patrick Mahomes scores just like Steph Curry. He's electrifying. He looks young. I mean, he is young, and he's the Steph Curry of the NFL. He's literally the Chiefs are going to be a powerhouse in a couple years and be the Warriors. Who do you got in this game? Chiefs, Broncos, last game of the week.
I want the Chiefs to lose only because I'm a hater and I want Patrick Mahomes to calm down a little bit.
All right, cut the music. That's been it for the weekly picks. We're going to move on to some NBA news for a little bit. NBA news in September. It's always good stuff.
It's garbage.
Media Day was the other day. We saw LeBron in a Lakers uniform. We saw Kawhi Leonard, of course, in his Raptors uniform.
Yep.
And we got the best of Kawhi, of course, as we spoke before. But we heard that Jimmy Butler, he wants out.
Jimmy's wanted out since what?
For a while.
The playoffs.
But we heard
over.
his number one destination is the Miami Heat. Why? Party aspects, probably. Because clearly,
Maybe.
if you want to go to the Heat, you don't want to win.
Yeah.
You either want to live in Miami or you want to party.
Or he's just that close with Dwayne Wade. I feel like after. Here's the thing: if you have Jimmy Butler, the best place, not because I'm a Knicks fan, but the best place for him to go is New York. It's perfect. They're not going to give him max money, even though he probably wants it. They're not going to give it to him because they have Porzingis. Now, Kyrie Irving's not going to be here anymore, but Porzingis and Jimmy Butler would go great together. And then if he went over to the Nets, they'd obviously give him max money, and the Clippers too. But why would you waste that on kind of wasted talent in Jimmy Butler? Not that he's not good, but it's just he's proven to not be anything lethal.
Yeah, well, the NBA is like, you look at guys like LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry. Like those guys could, if they were on separate teams, they could carry a team to the playoffs. We saw with Jimmy Butler when he was on the Bulls. Like he can't. Don't get me wrong. He's good. There's elite. There's great. There's good. There's bad. I think he's great.
He's on the cusp of great and good.
Yeah.
Right at the very bottom.
He can't carry a team.
Yeah, no.
Definitely cannot carry a team, but he's a great asset to your team. You know, you want a Jimmy Butler on your team.
Yeah.
So, moving forward, we got, speaking of the New York Knicks, we got Kyrie Irving saying that, hey, I'm from New Jersey. It's easy to say that I'm, like, everyone's saying, listen, he wants to go to New York, but why would I want to leave Boston?
Yeah.
I mean, why would he?
We're pretty effing good.
Yeah. But, I mean, why would he want to leave, you know?
I don't really like Boston sports. I have a soft spot for Gordon Hayward because I liked him in Utah and Larry Bird. But other than that, I cannot stand anything about Boston. I hate the Red Sox and everything. So if I'm from New Jersey, I would want to get out of Boston as soon as possible.
Back to NFL. So that's going to wrap up our NBA news in September. You know, it's always fun to talk NBA, but we're going to go back to NFL for a couple minutes now. We got Aaron Rodgers missed practice today because of an illness. I don't know if you heard that.
No, I didn't.
He was sick today. And, you know, great news for the Bills. Let's go. Let's go. The Bills are going to upset the Pack in Lambeau. I'm fired up for that game.
Then it's not an upset if Aaron Rodgers isn't playing. I just want Aaron Rodgers to lose.
But what if Aaron Rodgers plays sick? It'll be like the flu game.
Flu game and he gets destroyed.
If he plays a flu game and wins, he can be compared to Jordan. He's that good.
Speaking of Jordan, who's your greatest of all time?
My GOAT in what, football or
basketball?
We're gonna go back to basketball. My greatest of all time, easy money. Space Jam 2. LeBron James, easy money.
I agree. But now I have a question for you. Stephen A. and Max Kellerman touched on this the other day. And it was if, like, Kevin Durant may be the best scorer in the league. And I completely agree with that. Kevin Durant could be the greatest scorer of all time, but LeBron James.
LeBron James could look what he did to the Cavs. He brought them to the finals. If anybody else was on, any other superstar was on the Cavs,
exactly,
they're not even taking them to the playoffs. Maybe that team was so bad.
Exactly. But anyway, Stephen A. said that like nobody could stop Kevin Durant from scoring. If you put 2 and 2 together, LeBron and Kevin Durant's gonna overpower LeBron, which is completely false. Stephen A., you have said some stupid things, but this may be one of the most dumb things I've ever heard a human being say.
Stephen A. is pretty dumb.
Like, who on earth would think that LeBron would be able to not stop Kevin Durant? Kevin Durant can't stop LeBron, but LeBron can stop Kevin Durant from doing anything that he wants. Ergo, LeBron is the premier player.
Easily. Now, Stephen A. Smith literally has said some ridiculous things before. Let's just read off one thing he said back in his prime. So let's see. This is a great quote right here. You have the right to hold somebody accountable for standards you refuse to apply to yourself. Stephen A.
There it is right there.
That's Stephen A. in a nutshell.
Exactly. I have a funny story about Stephen A. One day, I was over in Modell's in Clifton, and he was just there in the back. And I was like, is that Stephen A. Smith? To my girlfriend. And she was like, I don't know. I don't even know who Stephen A. Smith is. And I was like, But anyway, I look over at him, and I staring the guy down. Plain and simple. He's looking up like weightlifting gloves, and so I hawk up all the courage to walk over and talk to him.
It was actually him?
I swear to God, yeah.
Hey.
And I was like, excuse me, are you Stephen A. Smith? And he goes, yeah. Like the nastiest.
Really?
Yeah. It was so like unnice.
All right, Stephen A.
And then
we'll remember this when we're big.
Exactly. I'm coming for you, Stephen.
Yeah, when we take over First Take, we'll remember that, Stephen A. We won't say hi to you or your kids.
But then I was like, would you mind if I take a picture with you?
Don't say he said no.
And he said, "Make it quick."
Ah.
And I was like,
see, that's like saying,
why you got to be mean?
Yeah.
Bro?
Word. Did you take a picture though?
Yeah, that's like Belichick blowing those kids off the other day.
Yeah. Roll that clip. I mean, there's 2 kids right in front of him.
Exactly. I don't even think he saw them. He probably didn't.
He definitely did. It's just the way he is.
That guy's an evil man.
One last thing. I want to talk about this because it was something, pretty sick. This is going to be our final conclusion. Conor McGregor and Khabib Nurmagomedov, they're going to face off October 6th. But we saw one of the most absurd press conferences maybe of all time in MMA. And it's weird because Conor McGregor has a style. He's a boxer, Conor McGregor. And Khabib... All right, so McGregor, he cannot defend any type of wrestling or ground game. And Khabib is 26-0 and strictly takes guys to the ground. So he pretty much has all of Conor's Achilles heels. And he's a beast at pretty much everything Conor cannot defend. But Conor also has one of the greatest left hooks in MMA history, and Khabib Nurmagomedov literally has terrible defense boxing wise. So I think we're in for a treat there. That press conference was unlike anything I've ever seen. I want to say Conor McGregor was drunk at that press conference. It seemed like he was. He was drinking his Irish whiskey, and so I'm really looking forward to that. We'll talk about that when it gets closer. October 6th. Make sure you be watching. It's on pay-per-view in Las Vegas. Get your bets down. I'm betting on McGregor.
I don't know about you. Oh, well, wait, hold on. I don't watch MMA.
I love that. I love the MMA.
The only thing that would ever draw me to watch a fight was the only fights I've ever watched were Pacquiao Mayweather, the first one, hopefully the second one, and then
you better have watched McGregor
McGregor. And the entire time I was just rooting for McGregor, partially because he's Irish, and the other half is because I just cannot stand Floyd Mayweather. And I have no draw to it. I feel like if football allowed 2 clean hits, or just allow the 2 guys that are getting into the argument to beat the piss out of each other.
Yeah, like Jalen Ramsey, AJ Green. When we saw
for a minute, that would be great. Just like a hockey fight. If you put a hockey fight in football, it would be great. You throw down the helmet, get a couple punches in, and then you break it up. That's it.
Remember Andre Johnson's fight with Cortland Finnegan? Years back. He took off his helmet, was throwing haymakers at him. Yeah. It was sick. But no, we as fans, you want to see that. But I guess, they're soft and can't do it anymore. So that's going to wrap up episode 2 of Guys Being Dudes. It's been a pleasure. Mickey, anything to add?
Nothing else.
All right, stay cool, my friends. That was hot, baby.
Let's go.
On a hippie trailhead full of zombies, I met a strange lady. She